just rounding up tonight. And to round up is to look at international investment appraisal. Yes, the topic is combination of investment appraisal and foreign currency. So if I say there's nothing new, investment appraiser. Now, but the investment appraiser I'm looking at is international investments. We understand how to carry out investment appraisal, where you carry out the financial viability of a project. Usually we calculate the NPV of the project. If the NPV is positive, we recommend to management that the project should be accepted. Alternatively, if the NPV is negative, we are going to recommend that the project should be rejected. What we are about to look at tonight is if a company based in Nigeria and you are planning to invest in Ghana, or you want to invest in South Africa, this will involve currency conversion. You might need to convert your Nigerian naira to South African currency. Of course, to place foreign investments, you also want to evaluate the financial viability of the project. To invest for foreign investments, how do we conduct the financial viability? What are the issues that are significant to us here? One is the issue of exchange rates, exchange rate risk. There is a possibility that the exchange rate will fluctuate. And fluctuation in exchange rates can affect your investments either positively or negatively. Fluctuation in exchange rates can reduce the return from your investment, foreign investment. So there is the issue of exchange rate risk. Number two is the political risk. Political risk is the risk for an international company that the government of a foreign country might take action that affects your operation or profitability of your investment. The government of foreign country can place restrictions on the ability to repatriate your returns. You need to bear this in mind. We also have the issue of taxation. Fiscal policy. Every country has its own tax system. The tax system in Nigeria may be different from the tax system in Ghana. Please, can you mute Adeosun? Thank you. Under the tax system, we have the issue of double taxation agreements or no double taxation agreements. If you are placing an investment, a foreign investment, you are going to ask yourself, is there a double taxation agreement with my country? Where there is double taxation agreement, that means if the income has been taxed in foreign country, if your return has been taxed in foreign country, then if you repatriate your income to Nigeria, that income will not be taxed again. But where there is no double taxation agreement, if the income is taxed in foreign country and the cash is repatriated to Nigeria, that income will still be taxed in Nigeria. These are the issues surrounding international investment. We shall look at the question. You may refer to your study pack. Question number 1. Somebody said the time is 9:30. It should be obvious there is an error. There are certain things that when you are even asking yourself, class that we have run for almost 4 months, how are we going to start class 9:30? It's obvious that the person sharing that link made a mistake. All right. Please, can you refer to the last topic, international investment? Question number 1. I'm trying to check the page. Materials. I can't see the material here. So. Page 140. Please check page 140. Page 140, question 1. Please, let's go on with the class. Page 140, question number 1. All right. Google PSC is a excuse me. Google PSC is a highly successful manufacturing company operating in Nigeria. In addition to sales within Nigeria, the company also exports to a foreign country with currency $. Along the ECOWAS sub-region, the export sales generates annual net cash inflow of 50 million. Google PSC is now considering whether to establish a factory in the foreign country and to stop exports from Nigeria to the country. The project is expected to cost $1 billion, including 200 million for working capital. The total project cost $1 billion. Out of this 1 billion, 200 million is for working capital. There's a reason why the examiner is separating this. Working capital is not liable to taxation. Paragraph 3. A suitable existing factory has been located and production could commence immediately. A payment of $950 million will be required immediately. That is year 0. With the remainder payable at the end of year 1. That means the $1 billion, 950 million will be paid in year 0. 50 million will be paid in year 1. All right. The following additional information is available. Annual production and sales in units, 110,000 units. Unit selling price, $5,000. Unit variable cost, $2,000. Unit royalty payable. So Google PSC, 300 naira. Let me explain that. The foreign country, the subsidiary in foreign country, we pay royalty to the parent company. That project is a subsidiary in foreign country. So what is royalty pay? Royalty payables to one party is royalty receivables. Incremental annual cash cost, 50 million $. Assume that the above cash items will remain constant throughout the expected life of the project of 4 years. The project is for 4 years. So our company based in Nigeria want to invest in a project in a foreign country for 4 years. At the end of the year 4, it is estimated that the net realizable value of the non-current assets will be $1.4 billion. So at the end of 4 years, we can dispose the projects to realize 1.4 billion. It is the policy of the company to remit the maximum funds possible to the parents, in brackets, Google PSC, at the end of each year. Assume that there are no legal complications to prevent this. If the factory is set up and export to the foreign country is stopped, it is expected that a new export market of a similar worth in North Africa could replace the existing exports. Production in Nigeria is at full capacity, and there is no plan. There are no plans for further capacity expansion. Tax on the company's profits is at a rate of 40% in 1 year in arrears. In Nigeria, tax is 40%. In foreign country, tax is 40%. And tax is payable 1 year in arrears. A double taxation agreement exists between Nigeria and the foreign country, and no double taxation is expected to arise. No withholding tax is levied on royalty payables from the foreign country to Nigeria. Please note that word. Tax allowable depreciation is at a rate of 25% on a straight line basis on all non-current assets. The director of Google PSC believes that the appropriate risk-adjusted cost of capital of the project is 13%. Annual inflation rates in Nigeria and the foreign country are currently 5.6% and 10% respectively. These rates are expected to remain constant in the foreseeable future. The current spot exchange rate is $1.60 to 1 naira. You may assume that exchange rates reflect the purchasing power parity theorem. Requirement A. Evaluate the proposed investments from the viewpoint of Google PSC. Show your workings and calculation to the nearest million. State all reasonable assumptions. If you look at the question, it's an investment appraisal question. But it involves foreign currency. We are required to evaluate the projects from the viewpoint of Google PSC. Google is a Nigerian company. So what the examiner is asking you is to evaluate the projects for Naira perspective. Google PSC is a Nigerian company. So what the examiner is asking you technically is carry out the financial evaluation of this project for Naira perspective. Any question, please? All right. Let us try to evaluate the project. In other words, let us calculate the NPV of the project. Because it involves foreign currency, we need to forecast exchange rates. The first problem to be addressed, that is your working one. Forecast exchange rates between $F and Naira. Examiner says currently. $F 1.60 is equal to 1 Naira. Please, what type of quotation is this?
Indirect
What
quote.
type of exchange rate quotation is this?
Is indirect quote.
These are an indirect quotes. Thank you. Now you are giving Nigeria foreign country. Foreign country. The examiner says inflation. Inflation in Nigeria is 5.6%. Inflation in foreign country is 10%. That means we can use purchasing power parity to forecast exchange rate. Remember the formula for purchasing power parity for indirect quote. 1 plus Fi over 1 plus Di is equal to Fr over Xr. We can easily forecast now. You can do like this. One plus foreign inflation. Foreign inflation is in foreign country. 1 plus 0.1. 1 plus domestic inflation. Inflation in Nigeria, 0.056 is equal to Fr over Xr. That is 1.1 over 1.056 is equal to FR over XR. If you cross multiply, make FR your subject. Cross multiply. This is equal to 1.056 FR is equal to 1.1 XR. Divide this 1.056 1.056. Forward rate for year one now. If I want to get year one rates, my year one forward rate is equal to 1.1. What is spot rate now? Spot rate is 1.60 over 1.056. Please work this out. That will give you year one exchange rate. Your XR is the spot rate. If you calculate this, you have exchange rate in 1 year. Apply your calculator and tell us answer.
$1.67.
1.67. That is the exchange rate in 1 year's time. If you want to get for year two, let's do year two. The forward, now pick this now, 1.67. 1.1 multiplied by 1.67 divided 1.056. What do you have for year two?
$1.74.
1.74. If you want to get for year three is equal to 1.1. Pick what you have for year two. That is the only that will be changing. Divided by 1.056. What do you have?
1.81.
1.81. If you want to get for year four 1.1 multiplied by 1.81 divided by 1.056. What do you have here?
1.89.
1.89. If you want to get for year five, $1.1 multiplied by 1.89 divided by 1.056. 1.9.
7.
You have been able to forecast exchange rates. I need to expand this. Okay. Let me take from here. Without forecasting the exchange rates, we can't think of solving the question. Just 1 minute. Without resolving the issue of exchange rates, we cannot solve that problem. Let's continue. So look at the summary. Exchange rates. The exchange rates, to just do a summary, year 0, F dollar 1.60 is equal to 1 naira. Year 2, F dollar 1.67 is equal to 1 naira. No, sorry, year 1. Year 2, F dollar 1.74 is equal to 1 naira. Year 3, F dollar 1.81 to 1 naira. For year 4, F dollar 1.89 to 1 naira. Then year 5, F dollar 1.97. That is the summary of what we have calculated. Now let us determine the cash flows. For this project, annual sales is 110,000 units. Annual sales value. Examiner says the unit is 110. Selling price per one F dollar 5,000. Please multiply. Annual sales value in dollars, 550 million.
No toilet with us.
Don't you have tissue Michael's Alex bag? You are saying no.
Please, can you help us? Can you help us mute? Your discussion is entering the class. Mr. Anthony. Annual variable cost. Annual variable cost. We are going to produce 110,000 units in a year. Variable cost per unit, F dollar 2,000. That will give us F dollar 220 million. We have royalty payable. Royalty payable. Per unit is 300 naira. And we are going to produce 110,000 multiplied by 300. That will give us 33 million. Now there's a challenge. Annual variable cost is in dollar. Annual revenue is in dollar. But this royalty payable is in naira. We need to convert this naira to dollar. It's annual royalty. Year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. The project is for 4 years. So the foreign country will pay royalty in year 1. Royalty in year 2. Year 3, year 4. We now pick the exchange rates. Royalty in F dollar. Now, if you look at the codes, if you are looking at it from Nigeria, it's an indirect code. Demand in a foreign country If the man in a foreign country is looking at it, it's a direct quote. If you want to convert royalty for year 1, 33 million multiplied by 1.67. That will give you the F dollar amount. Royalty for year 2, 33 million naira multiplied by 1.74. The exchange rate. That will give you for year 2. For year 3, 33 million multiplied by 1.81. For year 4, 33 million multiplied by 1.89. That will give you the dollar amount. I'm expecting a response from the students.
Year 1. 55 million.
Please go ahead. I'm all
110,000.
here.
55
55 million to the nearest million. We don't require points here.
Okay.
Year 4.
Year 2.
62.
57.
57.
Year 3.
Year
60.
That's
60.
correct.
Year 3.
60.
60 million.
Year 4. 62.
Thank you. Thank you. So we are trying to look at the cash flows that will come from the project. We can determine the profit for the project now. We have revenue. We have cost. We can determine profit for the project. Look at it. Calculation of project profits. You have the year. Year 0, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, year 5. The project is for 4 years, but because of payment of tax is paid in arrears. That will take us to year 5. Revenue from the projects in F dollar. $550, $550, $550, $550. Variable cost for the projects. 220, 220, 220, 220. Royalty payable. Royalty payable. 55 million, 57 million, 60 million, 62 million. Incremental fees cost. 50 million, 50 million annual, 50 million, 50 million. All the cash flows are in F dollar. Add and subtract. That will give you the cash profits.
Year 1, 225.
Please go ahead. 225.
Year 4, 218.
218.
Year 2, 223.
223.
Year 3, 220.
220. That means if you place investment in foreign country, you can get this cash flow, this profits. Now tax. The foreign country will tax you 40%. Payable in arrears. %40 of 225.
90.
That is tax for year 1 to be paid in year 2.
Okay.
89.
40% of 223. Tax for year 2 to be paid in year 3.
$88.
To be paid in year 4. And this tax will be paid here.
87.
Now, if you pay tax, do you have any tax claim on your capital allowance?
25%.
Now let's go check. Tax allowable depreciation is at a rate of 25% on straight line basis. Let's go and compute this. It's just 1 minute. annual tax depreciation. Now remember that the total project is $1 billion. That is 1,000 million. Out of this money, you have working capital. Working capital is $200. Difference between the two, your non-current assets is 800 million. This is the aspect on which you are going to calculate tax depreciation. That is your capital allowance. Now compute 25%. 25% of 800 million.
200.
That will give us 200 million. That means annually, 25% every year. You are going to claim it for 4 years. Now, when you have your capital allowance, the impact of capital allowance is to reduce your tax liability. The purpose of capital allowance is to reduce your tax liability. Now calculate tax savings. Tax savings on capital allowance. The tax rate is 40%. So 40% of 200 million. That will give you 80 million. That means your tax liability will be reduced by 80 million. Once you have this, just return here. As soon as you are paying tax, just claim tax savings. Tax savings. On capital allowance. And please remember, your tax allowance will follow tax rule. Allowance for year 1 will be claiming year 2. 80, 80, 80, 8. We have been able to determine the cash profit from the project, the tax payable, the tax savings on capital allowance. What is the initial cost of the project? In dollars. Initial cost. Examiner says $1 billion. 950 will be paid immediately. $50 million will be paid at the end of 1 year. That's what the question says. The total will give you 1 billion. All figures are in millions. Look at it here, please. A payment of 950 million will be required immediately, with the remainder payable at the end of year 1. Remainder is 50. Let's go on. Is the wrong one. Now, out of this 1 billion, we have a working capital. Out of this 50 million, totally 1 billion, we have a working capital already included. At the end of the project, working capital will be recouped. The project will end in year 4. That means at year 4, we are going to recoup working capital. You can slash this. Initial cost slash working capital. Under year 4, recoup your working capital. Recover your working capital. Now, the final aspect. All the figures are in F dollar. Examiner says, at the end of the 4 years, the net realizable value where is it? Yeah. At the end of year 4, it is estimated that the net realizable value of the non-current assets will be 1.4 billion. The project can be sold for 1.4 billion. That means net realizable. This is 1,400. If you sell the project for 1.4 billion, that means you have generated income from the project again. You have allowance for 4 years. 200 million, 200 million, 200 million. So your tax written down value will be 0. You now sold the project for 1.4 billion. That is profit on sales. That 1.4 billion will be subjected to tax. In other words, this 1.4, what is the tax effect? If you realize this money, this aspect only now, the tax effect, 40%. Compute 40% of 1,400. The money will come to you in year 4. You are going to pay the tax in year 5.
560.
That should be 560. You can get net cash flow in foreign dollar starting from your cash profits for year 0. Net cash flow. F dollar, this is 950. 225 minus 50. 175. 223 minus 90 plus 80. You want the final answer?
213.
213. Two one three.
211.
211. Let me go small. So if you are talking of year 4, 218.
Plus 567. Year 4. Year last year, rather.
Yeah, negative
Minus
50.
567. Yeah.
Negative 567. 567.
Then 1810.
1810. We have gotten all the cash from foreign currency. But what the examiner wanted is to calculate for Naira. You now pick your net cash flow now. What the examiner wanted is Naira perspective. And come here now. The problem of coming up and down. And I'd love to do it some separate place. Calculation of MPV from Google PSC viewpoints. Or for Naira viewpoints. Come here. Have your year. Year 0. Year 1. Year 2. Year 3. Year 4. And 5. First, pick the figure you have up. In F dollar 950. 175. 2. 1 3 abi. Don't check. 213 211. 211 1810 567 negative. Now these are in F dollars. We need to convert it to Naira. We now come with the exchange. Exchange in year 0, 1.60, 1.67, 1.74, 1.81, 1.89, 1.97. The exchange rate is in direct quote. From the perspective of Google, Google is based in Nigeria. To convert foreign currency to Naira, you are going to divide. If you want to get Naira now, 950 divided by 1.60. Divide each figures.
594. Approximately.
594 175 divide.
105. 105.
105
Less.
Where can you?
122.
122.
122
117.
117
958.
958
288.
288. You have gotten the naira amount. When you get the naira amount, remember on this project, Google has received a royalty. The foreign country pay royalty 33 million naira. It was payments for the foreign country. But for Google, it's a receipt. There's royalty receipt. Income has been received. Royalty received. 33 million naira. 33 million naira. 33 million naira. 33 million naira. It was a payment by the foreign investor. Nigeria is an influence. That means the project has given you income. Has given you some income. Now this royalty is not subjected to tax. No withholding tax is paid on this royalty. That means this income has escaped tax. This 33 million has not been taxed. Other income has been taxed. 105, 122, those have been taxed. But that 33 million, no withholding tax is levied on it. That means tax must apply on it. As soon as you get to Nigeria, there's going to be tax here. 40%. That tax will only affect royalty. 40% of 33 million. Please compute. That's 13 million.
13.
And tax is paid in arrears. So the tax for year 1 This will be paid here. The tax for year 2 to be paid here. The tax for year 3 to be paid here. The tax for year 4. You can now get your net cash flow in Naira. Yes, Damilola.
Yes, sir. Please, I want to ask, why are we still charging tax on the royalty? Since in the question it said no withholding tax is levied on royalty payable.
And that is even the reason. The examiner has told us that royalty has not been subjected to tax. No withholding tax has been levied on royalty. That means when the money gets to Nigeria, Nigerian tax authority will levy tax on it. It's even something that is helping us. That information is helping us. That royalty is from foreign country. As the money is coming, the foreign government did not levy tax on it. Now you now receive the money in Nigeria. That information is now available to Nigerian tax authority. That we didn't levy tax on this aspect. That will give Nigerian tax authority right to levy tax on the royalty. Is it better, Dami?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Here you are going to have let me take it here. 594 105 plus 33 38 122 plus 33 minus 13
142.
What's my final answer?
142.
142 117 plus 33 minus 13
137.
137
978. 978.
978 What do I have here?
301.
301 negative. This is the net cash flow. Your discount factor at 13%. Examiner say the appropriate cost of capital is 13%. 13% here is 0. This is 1.
Year 1.
Year 1.
885.885.
885.
2. 783.
783.
693.
693.
4. 613.
0613.
Then last year, 0.543.
543. Please get your present value. Multiply 5 for this negative.
Yeah, 122.
122.
Yeah, 2, 111.
111.
Yeah, 3, 95.
95.
600.
600.
600.
196.
Yes.
Negative.
196.
Negative. Is that yes? Is that 361?
No, 301.
163.
163.
Okay. 163. Negative.
163. Do your plus minus. Do your plus minus.
171.
What's the MP? 171 million. The evaluation shows that from Naira perspective, the project is financially viable. Holding all other factors constant, we recommend that this project should be accepted. Our evaluation shows that there is a positive net present value of 171 million. In factors are at constant. This project will be recommended for acceptance. Any question, please?
Yes, sir. So please, what are those factors that could have hindered that 171? These factors were holding constant. What are examples of them?
If you now look at the B parts, you know, it's not only financial factors that affect projects. The question you ask me is the question in B. What other factors should the company, two major, the B part says, state two other factors the company should consider. Look at it. State two further information that might be helpful in the evaluation of the project. One is, we have only carried out financial figures. Now, what are other things? 1, exchange rate risk. We have assumed that inflation will remain constant. Fluctuation in inflation rates will affect our computation. If you look at the computation, our assumption is that inflation in Nigeria will be 5.6%. Inflation in foreign country will be 10% for the next 4 years. If these variables should fluctuate, a change in inflation rate will affect the currency value. And that can affect the project returns. If the currency in the foreign country is devalued, your investment will suffer. That's 1. Number 2 is the political risk. In this question, we have assumed that there is no political risk. This question assumes that there is no political risk. The government in a foreign country can take policy that will affect your investment. The government of the foreign country can introduce laws that will make it difficult for you to retrieve the return from your investments. And that will be a major problem. If you place investment today, $1 billion, maybe a year later, a new government takeover, and the government is making laws and policy that is not friendly to foreign investors. These are the risks involved. Is that better, please? So we have assumed that all these risks, we held it constant. Any other question? All right. We come to the end of the class and of course to the end of the lecture. We wish you all the best in your exam. As much as possible, let us try to look at what we have done. It's our belief that you'll be able to write this exam and have a good score. May God give us a better understanding.